Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday, not Thursday.
No, it's Whiskey Wednesday today. And oh my goodness, we have a giveaway today.
First, before we start, I just want to say, years in, and I still dig the intro song. I'm always like,
look, you know what? We keep it
doing
real.
the shoulder dance like an old person.
We keep it very, very real at the Bourbon Van. We're super hip and everybody knows it. Oh my goodness, look at all the people in the chat already.
Yeah. Let's say hi to some people.
Well, I'm going to say hi to all of them. Let's do it. Whiskey Punkard in the house. We love seeing Whiskey Punkard.
Hey.
Kathy Huey, Barter Hordes from the Pages and Pours YouTube channel. Eric Gunderson in the house. DK Tucker, great to see you. Who else? Look at this list.
Oh my gosh. So many
you guys
people.
have been so busy. We're scrolling forever here. I forgot the mouse again. Eric C in the house. Ruby Hart 921 in the house. Whiskey knows it's Marty. Everybody loves Marty.
Hey,
Wendell
Marty.
Wilson, Magoo, what's going on? Jeff Perkins, the best avatar in the business. Sugar Kitty in the house. Nathan Clark, great to see you. Bruce Stick, Rose's Backyard Barbecue from right here in Oregon. JD 1971. Russ D, great to see you. We just finished off a Russ D bottle as we were preparing for tonight with our warm-up whiskey, something that he gifted us. Peach Coke's around. That means he can leave. Yeah, the live stream's on. Go ahead and leave work right now, Peach Coke. Canadian Chris in the house. Tater Dom. Look at this. What a crew. What
This is
what
great crew.
A motley crew.
I love it. I love our crew.
I do too. Welcome every single one of you. We're gonna hustle a little bit tonight. We promised you a happy hour.
Yes.
We're going to try and stick to that. The idea is...
We do always have good intentions of having just like a quick happy hour, and then sometimes it goes an hour and sometimes it goes 30.
Sometimes it goes 4, like last week. Well, thank you all for joining us. Tonight we are celebrating the Oregon Wine Country Whiskey Trail.
I love it.
Likely saw the video that we produced last month, and it was... we had such a great time, and we bought so many bottles.
Too many bottles, some might say.
Some might. I wouldn't. But here's the impetus for this. We wanted to give away a sample, a 2-ounce sample of every single thing that we picked up on the Wine Country Whiskey Trail. Here's the problem. Julie drank some of it already.
We'll get to that when we get to the distillery.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. But 12 whiskeys is in the sampler boxes that we're giving away. So 2 people are going to win 12 2-ounce samples. Well, 11 2-ounce samples and 1 1-ounce sample because Julie drank the rest of it.
11 and a half samples.
So 11 and a half samples. So we're already mowing down these the bottles that we scooped up. And I'm not saying whiskeys because some of it is gin.
I love gin.
Julie
You know that.
Gin.
Come on.
And so welcome everybody. And for every $5 that you contribute via Super Chat, you will be entered to win one of those 12 packs of whiskey samples. You don't want to miss this one. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk through all of these distilleries, and we'll get right to that in just a second. I want to say hello to a couple more people.
Yeah, let's do it.
At 2 Silver, Green Angelo 71 from Cape Cod. Hey, fantastic. Other side of the country completely. Russ, we finished off the Heaven Hill 6-year old style bourbon. That the Firefly's already gone. That one went quick.
Yeah, I feel like wasn't that the one that we brought with to one of our ridiculous races? Where
it was the loop race.
Yeah, it was very good.
No, it was a great idea too.
I realized we haven't said cheers yet today.
Oh, cheers!
Cheers, everybody! Thanks for joining. Got to have a little whiskey. Let us know what you're drinking too.
Ooh.
Are we drinking today? Yeah, we're doing.
Well, you're drinking the warm up whiskey. You've got the
I
Heaven
didn't
Hill
warm
whiskey.
up yet. Yeah, Phil's already warmed up. And
I'm well warmed up. I'm feeling great inside. Casey Switzer in the house. Good to see you. Pages and Pours wants to know what is gin. It is
it is clear
liquid. And wait till we talk about the gins that we've included because they're great too. Here comes Eric Gunderson. You are in. And so I just want to kick things off by talking about what's in my glass. And the first distillery we're going to talk about tonight is Ewing Young Distillery.
The tallest bottle we picked up.
Easily the tallest bottle. And honestly, the coolest looking chap. Look at that fella right there. One of Oregon's very finest pioneers right there.
Love it.
And this is such a cool distillery. And it just seemed like everybody in the area knew about this place and was already there when we went there. It was a scene. There was a crowd there like we didn't see anywhere else.
Well, yeah, it's not your regular, walk into a building, have a drink. Like, they're on a thoroughbred farm, so the entryway is spectacular. You drive down, I don't know, half a mile of scenic, beautiful trees and
old trees lining the entryway. And then, of course, the Oregon Heritage Oak, the old tree that's been there since, I want to say, 1846, maybe 49, which is basically a grave marker for Ewing Young himself. Very cool place. And I'm drinking their bourbon tonight. This is the Oregon Heritage Oak bourbon that's 94.7 proof. Very nice sipper here. I'm told that their gin is exquisite. When we were there, it was 100+ degrees.
It was very hot.
It was so hot. And they did a nice job. They had like misters out keeping everybody cool, and they were doing the best they could out there. But it's a beautiful location, beautiful place. And
great outdoor seating. We had a blast.
And also the Arnold Palmer that I enjoyed.
Oh, I was gonna say. So we did get we tried some neat samples, but we also had some cocktails because, like we said, it was so hot. And at some point, I was like, I need an ice cube, just for my sanity, I think. Yeah,
exactly. So it was a fantastic location, and we want to thank them for putting up with us there. And so that's the first distillery we're going to talk about, and we're going to keep it moving tonight. And we're only 7 minutes in, so we got a little bit more time to talk about Ewing Young because I want to talk about this bourbon. We're going to keep it moving because we promised you a happy hour and we respect your time. How about that? Thank you, Russ D. You are in for tonight. Troy and Lisa Toole in the house tonight. And yeah, Canadian Chris, I'm blaming Julie. She's the one drinking the gin. Come on. I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's not much of a gin drinker. I guess you will cut loose on a gin and tonic once in a while.
I used to be exclusively a gin drinker back in the day.
It's summertime, and
living's easy.
As much as I love whiskey all year round, it's been hot.
It's been hot,
and a gin and tonic just kind of cools you off, in my opinion.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Jonathan got his Trails End delivered today. Good timing. Yeah. You know what? We are going to do a live stream tasting of that early next month. Once everybody has their bottles, we'll do a taste along. Looking forward to that very much.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I actually did have it the other day, and I was glad that it was so delicious.
It's so
good. You're like, man, I hope we made the right decision. And then we cracked into it, and I took a sip, and I was like, oh no, I'm good. We should have, bought 8 of these.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me share a comment from somebody commented on that. Where'd it go? I just want to share the thoughts that somebody produced on this because we've gotten a lot of
it's a long one.
We've gotten a lot of great notes. So check this out. This James McCutcheon says, received from my bottle today. It's a little proofy and oaky on my first sip with caramel, brown sugar, and baking spices on the nose. I let it sit for about 10 minutes, and on the second sip, the cinnamon and brown sugar showed up. Third sip left my mouth coated in a thick honey. By the fourth sip, the nose turned to toffee and leather with a hint of cherry. My mouth is watering.
Yeah.
On the fourth sip, cherry vanilla dominates. My fifth sip and nosing, sweet caramel and brown sugar with vanilla and charred marshmallow. Man, this keeps getting better. Very pleased that I took a gamble on this bottle. I've been burned in the past, but I'm wishing I bought 2 now. You definitely got this one nailed in my book. Very complex and enjoyable. Can't wait to share this with my bourbon buddies. They're going to freak out.
I'm freaking out. That seems so great. What a great comment.
That's one of the best comments we've ever gotten. So thank you so much for that.
I love it.
Jonathan, you are in for tonight's giveaway. Casey Switzer, you are as well.
So let's, I want to backtrack a little bit because I know we're talking about Ewing Young here. So we did the Oregon Trail. Gosh, is it a month already that we did the Oregon Trail?
Yeah, it's been about a month.
And Phil's the details guy when it comes, but I think there was 6 distilleries. I should have gone with my first instinct. 6 distilleries. We did it over, I think 5 days.
Yeah, it was a 5-day trip.
That we spent.
I don't recommend doing them all in like one day.
No, you should not.
They're close enough. You could. You would regret it.
Yeah, well, then you would have to have the designated driver who doesn't want to drink. So we kind of chose 1 per day and then got to enjoy it. But it's a really nice nice loop. Everyone's fairly close to each other. I mean, it's Oregon, so you just kind of go off on the roads and enjoy the vineyards and the trees, and
it's great.
And they pop up here and there. It's great.
It's beautiful. Yes, it really feels like you're out in the beautiful country, and boom, great distilleries all around you. Casey, you're in, and we're very glad that you're enjoying your challenge coins. Challenge coins this year actually have been Patreon only, and there are several of you who still have to get them, but we have to send them out to you along with your glasses. Just have been overwhelmed.
I know.
And so they've been going out to our Patreons, and same with the glasses.
I like them this year. I mean, I like them every year, but I think they're fun. Gotta try to do something different every year.
Rob Goulday in the house. Good to see you. Pages and Fours likes the Porgy and Bess reference. That's my favorite Miles Davis album, and a lot of people don't agree with me, but I recommend giving it another listen. Joe Knott in the house. Good to see you. Joe. Stephen Meyer. It is a Wild Turkey 101 kind of evening. I don't disagree with you there. Peter White. Good to see you. Kathy Huey, we are just catching up. We've already fallen behind. We've been live for 10 minutes.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So anyways, this Ewing Young, this bourbon that I'm sipping on, it's just so vibrant. There's a citrus on the nose that I'm getting, a citrus zest, and the caramel and the honey, honestly, on the palate. A lot of vanilla, kind of the greatest hits of whiskey flavors for me. I'm a big fan of this one. They had a cask strength as well that it was so hot that honestly that day I was like, that's just too much for me.
Yeah.
I bet tonight I would enjoy it, although it's like 100 degrees outside.
But not inside.
But not inside, thankfully. In any other weather, I bet I would have enjoyed that one just as much. But this little 94 proofer right here is really doing the trick for me tonight. I
feel like we did a good job of getting a mix of proofs on the Oregon Trail. Yeah. We try not to get all cask strength, and
we mixed it up a lot.
Yeah, you want some not easy sippers, but you want some low proof sweethearts.
I mean, that's the thing about the whiskeys that you're going to get samples of. A lot of them are not high proof, but they're high flavor. So you can look forward to that if you're a winner. And Kathy Huey, you are in, and Mark Monner, you are also in. Cheers.
Ooh, he's getting his trails on tomorrow. It said there.
Yeah, he's in for a lot of flavor. Joe Knott, I was told there'd be whiskey. This isn't the podcast. You're on the live stream today. but
there's always whiskey.
There is whiskey, of course.
Yeah, there's always whiskey. I love it.
Oh, here's James right here.
Hey!
Cheers. Well, you're drinking the right thing. We hope you say you're enjoying it again. We hope
you're loving it. It was a beautiful comment.
It was beautiful.
We like it. And I'm really glad that you're enjoying it because, I mean, it was our first pick. It was a little nerve-wracking.
Like, up there again.
We love it, and we were hoping everybody else would love it, but you never know. I mean, we always say everyone's palates are different, but man, that Trails End, it was just a stunner when we first had it, years ago. And
Julie and I, for the 3 picks that we've done, we have, and even for the 4th pick that we chose as a backup that won't be coming out, we have disagreed on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th usually, but we've always agreed on 1st.
I know, which is all you need.
Yeah.
Sometimes I overthink things, and I'll be like, "Yeah, but we need to keep testing." You're like, "No, we like the same one." And
no, nobody cares about 2nd place.
Yeah, no. But not everybody gets a trophy.
What's the next pick we have lined up? You want to tell them?
I don't know.
Perfect.
Wait, is this the Bull Run one?
I think Bull Run is the next one coming out. It might be the ASW.
I thought maybe there was like a secret one that I forgot about, which is totally possible.
No, the Bull Run pick, and we have exciting news on that front too. We will be having a pickup party / purchase party in Oregon, in Portland, at Bull Run Distillery on October 7th. So save the date, be there. You don't want to miss that. And many of you have been asking, we will have a discount for a local hotel. We'll be sharing that code with Patreons tomorrow. We'll be sharing it publicly next week. And there's a food cart.
Oh my gosh, the food cart.
The Windy Rose. It is a ex-Chicagoan making Italian beef sandwiches and cheese fries and all sorts of delicious things. This is going to be such a cool event. It's going to be so fun.
I feel like I mentioned this on Trev's channel last week during the telethon, but I said telethon, I don't know. Is that not the right term? It felt like
close enough.
Yeah. I've been searching for a good Italian beef a Chicago-style Italian beef sandwich for 10 years living in Oregon. Never found one. So I have high hopes for this one. It looks delicious.
Yes. And here's a good question from Michael. I'm not going to attempt that last name. Loving the newer whiskey shelf. What's your organization strategy? Great question. I just dusted these and wetted the corks recently.
You did actually. You spent quite some time.
It takes a couple of days.
Oh, I was like, I wonder why he did that. But we had people visiting, which is basically the only time not that we dust this, but like cars get washed, like all that stuff.
Doesn't happen much.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a quick walkthrough. The top 3 shelves on my side here are all ryes. Top shelf over here is just some favorites, and in that corner is the wheat whiskeys. Over here is Barton, and then a lot of MGP things, and then some hodgepodge. Over here, this shelf here is American single malts on the left, and then a lot of Oregon and then non-Kentucky stuff. Same thing goes over here is Oregon ryes and non-Kentucky stuff. And then some of it's moved around right now. And then it goes into finished stuff. And then the bottom 2 shelves are strictly organized by brand and state. And then wheated bourbons are down here behind Julie. It's a bit of a mess. I have a lot of trouble remembering where I put things. I'd like to think that it's more organized than it actually is.
I was just thinking, like, that's like a whole video that we could have done on just how you did that.
I did a video on it, and I didn't like it, and I scrapped it because the next day I changed it again. I was like John Cusack reorganizing his record collection in high fidelity. Yeah. In order to know if I like this bottle, I have to look at the bottle next to it and remember where I got that one from and which trip. For a while, they were organized by road trip, which was a problem.
Yeah, I asked Phil for where the bottle was, and he was like, "It's on the whatever shelf," and I couldn't find it.
Oh, it's on the wheated bourbon shelf.
Oh yeah, and I was like, I don't know which one that is. And
I gotta say, then
I swimmed through and found them. Yeah,
we do have some Tennessee down there too. The non-Kentucky shelf or the mostly Oregon shelf is expanding. There's a lot of great Oregon whiskey. That's one of the reasons I'm so stoked for this giveaway tonight. And Whiskey Punkard, all hyped up. Look at that.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. You are in.
You did that better than I did. I went too fast. Boom, boom, boom.
You're like fired up too. It's all good.
Yeah.
Is there a Frey Ranch in the works? There is not at the moment. They were way backlogged when we visited them, and we haven't really gotten caught up.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in the works for Frey Ranch at the moment. We do have 2 other distilleries that we are currently talking with. I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
Keith J in the house. Good to see you, Keith. Welcome. What did you have to eat today? I just want to know.
Chocolate pudding.
I hope it was more than chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
I hope you had a little bit more. Yeah, Mark, we're gonna make you a liar. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And by the way, ASW is likely going to be Patreon only. We only got a half barrel, and we're splitting that with the Bourbon Judge and Bourbon of the Week. It tastes like Old Forester 1910 finished at the proof of 1920.
It's like my dream.
It's a great bottle. We only got a half barrel of it, and you don't want to miss it. We're going to release it to our Patreons first, and I doubt that it's going to survive the hour, let alone the day.
I like that confidence.
It's a great bottle. There's no way that it's going to go so quick. And even the Bull Run pick that we've got, the American whiskey, it's 16 years aged, 114 proof, I believe. It's stunning. It's 96% corn, 4% barley, I believe. And that one we're going to hold back about 50 bottles. Mm-hmm. And so it'll be online. It'll be about the same amount that we had for the Trails End. So roughly 100, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
So I think that one it'll go quick. It won't sell out in a day, but it'll go quick.
Yeah. Sorry. You were talking about Bull Run, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
Well, no, I was thinking about who would be next on our Oregon Trails End, and I was thinking Bull Run, and I was like, did I just manifest that? Like that you were talking about, and then you were talking about something else?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mark Heron drinking Ewing Young cask strength now, and Trails End pick is cracked open, getting some airtime.
Yeah. It
That's
needs
the way
like
to do it.
I think we both said it used it. Good Lord. It needed about a good 10 minutes of breathing before you took your first sip. So
we did try Ransom's the Emerald. It's actually right behind Julie, and it is part of this 12-pack.
It is. It's very exciting.
John Shank, it is like a record collection. It totally is back there. Sam's Whiskey Bar in the house. Baker Drinks. Too hot to drink whiskey. We get it. We've got the air conditioner going over there. I hope it's not too noisy.
This is what I'm talking about with that gin. I know everyone thinks I'm crazy, but it's perfect.
By the way, if you're not subscribed to Baker Drinks, you should be. And Laura, by the way, you asked, and I don't know if you were on, we have a code going out tomorrow to Patreons for the hotel in Portland on October 7th for the Bull Run release.
That's going to be awesome. Woo!
Yeah, there you go. We can put it toward a car wash. Yeah, we appreciate it.
We only do that once every 5 years. We get visitors like once every 5 years.
We do it once a year, once every 5 years, whether it needs it or not.
Yeah. I'm talking like, well, no, I was going to say just the inside, but I feel like our car hadn't got washed in 3 years.
Well, the car was gross. The van gets a little more love.
We're not very good Midwesterner. Like,
we're barely human.
Yeah, because, my dad loves a nice clean car.
Wendell, you are in. We know your car is always clean. Look who it is. It is Scott. Great to see you, Scott. What is going on? Scott, by the way, the Mash and Journey meetup, the summer jam happening soon. We literally went through our calendar 50 times trying to figure out a way to get there. It's the biggest regret of this year is that I didn't know about that event sooner because it would have been on our calendar.
I know. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 weekends from, not 2 more weekends. So maybe 3 weekends if you count this weekend. I don't know. I can't do my math. But I know. I'm really bummed because it's going to be fun. And we've been promising to go to the East Coast and we have failed miserably.
If you're not subscribed to Scott from My Bourbon Journey and his channel, you should be. He's fantastic. He does great reviews. Yeah, Eric, you need more samples, of course.
Exactly.
Let's move on to our second distillery because we're gonna.
Remember how you were like, "Oh, we're gonna see a track," and as you were chatting about other stuff, I kept in my head. I was thinking like, I knew we'd get off track. That's usually my job. Oh, let's talk.
All right, let's talk about this empty bottle that Julie drank all of.
Now keep in mind.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at an adorable little bottle, a little Killdeer there. Killdeer is the bird. You can see another one right here. Killdeer is a great little distillery, and when I say little, I mean it's an old sheep barn that's been converted into a distillery. It's adorable.
I loved it. There was it sheep or goats? Why can't I remember?
Were they not sheep?
I thought they were sheep. Okay,
Some of them had horns. That's all I really
in my
remember.
head, I was thinking there were sheep. There was the sheep on the pasture. They had a beautiful little, Adirondack chairs and some picnic tables.
Their lookout area. The patio was amazing.
Yeah, it was quiet and it reminded me of like, I want to camp here. Like it was just really nice.
And their gin is awesome. Their coffee liqueur is awesome. And of course they have great whiskeys as well. This is such a great little distillery. So cool. And you never know what you're going to get because it's all so small batch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put this right back up here so you can see it better.
So here's the fun fact about the Killdeer gin is that, as I've noted multiple times already during this stream, I like to drink a lot of gin. I shouldn't say a lot, but I do like to drink a lot of gin.
You do.
And on Sunday, I was getting ready to go to a picnic, and I was in charge of bringing the drinks. So I was like, I'll bring gin and tonics. That sounds perfect. And then as I'm pouring the drinks into like a little takeaway container, I was like, oh, were we including that in the samples? Because there's like this much left, which is why there's only 2 1-ounce samples instead of 2 2-ounce samples.
Yeah, so Killdeer, you're going to get a 1-ounce sample of if you're the winner.
But if anything, it should prove that you should buy the bottle if you see it, because I drank it in less than 4 weeks.
And I will say that there are 2 gins in this giveaway, and this one only has, I believe, 3 botanicals in it because they believe in keeping their gin very, not simple, that's not the way to say it, but not cluttering it up with too much stuff. And the other one that we're giving away has 23 botanicals. And here's the thing. We like both styles. We like it stripped down and we like it churched up, quite honestly. They were both fantastic. And it's so crazy to think that there's such great examples of great gin, and they're so different. One of them's totally clear, and the other one will show you it actually has like a yellowy greenish color to it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because of so many botanicals. So these are fantastic and wildly different gins, almost to the point of being different spirits.
Yeah, and I mix mine with a gin and tonic, but would be great in any kind of gin cocktail. And we tried it straight and loved it. So I mean, depending how you like to drink your gin, if you like to drink your gin, I know this is a whiskey thing, but it was delicious anyway.
I drink sparkling water with my whiskey.
Did he ask what's
Casey asked if that, in case you want to know if it was grape soda. It is not. It is seltzer. I usually drink it as a just to break up between whiskeys as a palate cleanser. But sometimes you get thirsty. It's hot out today.
It is hot out today.
Nathan Clark, you are, and this is the easiest way to get whiskey out of Oregon, quite honestly. For now, we'll see if anything changes in the future. Everything's up in the air.
I was actually having a conversation over the weekend about Oregon being a price-controlled state and the benefits of that, and then the downfalls of the problem that we all have, which is obviously we did a single barrel in Oregon, and people from Oregon can't get it because they can't ship into Oregon. So
that's the release party at Bull Run. That's the impetus.
Yeah. So that's the kind of juxtaposition that we kind of have. Like we get killer deals compared to the rest of the country because they can't upcharge, but we also can't get all the beautiful, lovely things without doing a little bit of hunting.
It's the reason we have to drive to Reno to get Smoke Wagon. We just there's some things we can't do. Peach Coke wants to know, is it hot out? Are you okay? Do we need it? Should we look outside? Are you on the pavement right now? Are you melting?
Yeah.
I worry about you. So that's Killdeer Distilling. That's the gin, one of 2 gins that's in the giveaway tonight. And we just had such a great time there. It's so beautiful. And they have 2 cats running around on the property, and they're so cute.
I think there's...
Do you think there's more
than 2?
No, I think it just seems like they are.
There was 2 black cats. Well, maybe they were just swarming, but we had when we visited, we had Mavis traveling with us. And we just had cats all over the van. Like they were climbing up on
There were only 2. It just seemed like there were a lot.
Yeah, they were sliding down the front window. Mavis was trying to get at. They were under. It just seemed like there was a lot more. But you're right. There probably was only 2.
I think there were only 2, but there were a lot of fun anyways.
Yeah, I love it.
Fun distillery. So definitely worth a visit if you head that way.
Yeah.
More cats picks. Yeah, we need more cats.
Yeah.
We did the tub time with Mavis on the most recent video that we released. She is crazy about the bathtub, probably because it's so cold in there, I would think. But she likes to jump up and slide down the back of it, which is just too cute. It's too much. I don't think we have tried Ungava gin from Canada with Arctic botanicals.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It sounds great. Those
Arctic,
are all the keywords that make me excited.
I was going to say Arctic. Just the word Arctic makes me feel like it's going to be something different. Botanicals, which is always really nice. Yeah.
By the way, this is the Wine Country Whiskey Trail glass. This is what you are awarded when you reach and complete the entire Wine Country Whiskey Trail.
Yeah. Also, you don't have to do the entire, because obviously if you're only there for like 2 days, like you're visiting the area, it's a lot of distilleries to visit in a couple days. If you're there for longer, but there's a digital passport and there's a printed passport, which I should have. Oh, I actually have it. It's a wonderful printed passport, and then they stamp, so you can either get, like, obviously you know how passports work, they stamp them, or you can do a digital one, and so at the end you just turn in your book and you get your free gift.
You don't have, you show it to them. You don't
have to turn it in.
But that's what you get, is a rocks glass, and we have enjoyed drinking out of these very much, and they've been up on our shelf here ever since, and I think they'll continue to be there. They look great too.
And I'm going to say this in the interwebs. We are encouraging them to do stickers, because as people who like stickers or like patches, I know a lot of people like patches for backpacks or in the van, like in their cars or like whatever. That little cute little Oregon whiskey trail. So I'm putting that out there. Maybe somebody on that end will do some magic.
There you go. Put it out in the world and see what happens. The Rose's Backyard Barbecue, sipping the Trails End pick now, posting a review on Instagram. I hope it's positive. I don't know if it will be.
Look at that avatar. That looks
delicious. That looks delicious.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sugar Kitty for gin. I like the Harahorn, blueberry, and rhubarb from Norway.
Ooh,
I love rhubarb.
Look at all these international whiskeys.
Isle of Harris gin for Eric Gunderson.
Look at all the gin talk tonight. Oh man, I'm gonna get you guys all in.
I don't know if Kentucky does a Bourbon Trail passport system like this. Not to my knowledge. I don't think so.
It kind of feels like it should. And then if you actually go to all of them, you should get some sort of like.
There's a lot of beer ones out there.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of whiskey ones.
Yeah.
This was a pretty ingenious thing for the wine country distilleries to group up and do. And I do believe that they're going to grow in the coming years. It seems like there's more distilleries that will come online there. Some of them are already online, just taking the time to grow. So pretty cool. Leslie Lockett in the house. Good to see you tonight.
Hey. I think I saw somebody that said that I love passports, and I agree.
Yeah.
I think there's something just fun about it.
Tennessee has a whiskey train passport. Sign us up.
Train. Nice. Oh, do you take a train to each place? Oh, wait. Is there more info?
Jared says Kentucky has at least 2 Bourbon Trail passports.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
I have not. I probably should have started my stamps. It's going to take us a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move there.
We're just going to have to move.
Just for a month, maybe. Could we hit them all in a month? That seems like pretty ambitious, too.
That's a little much. Yeah. Leslie, thank you so much. You are in. I need to pick my second whiskey of the night. And Julie, Angelica Finn from Iceland.
Oh.
Love this when we were there last year. We spent some time in Iceland.
I love it. It's like
it's a trail, not a train. Tennessee has a whiskey trail.
Oh, trail.
I was all excited. Can you just take a train from Dickel to Jack Daniels to BR? That'd be great.
Because one of my biggest things about that area is there isn't any kind of shuttle service. Like, you'd think that at this point there'd be some sort of shuttle service from one place to another, and you could it's all tied together.
You would
think
so.
Bus service, but no, you have to drive from place to place, which doesn't seem like what you want to do.
Rob R wants to know how many distilleries we've got in Oregon. I would say 20 to my knowledge. I'll bet there's more.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that answer.
Let's see what else we got here.
That's me. I wouldn't know that answer.
The Botanist Gin from Bruichladdich.
I do like the Botanist
Kathy
Gin.
sent some of that. Yeah.
That's why.
What's the meaning behind
familiar.
my shirt? It's our friend Deb just got sick and tired of listening to other people's Bluetooth speakers while she was hiking on quiet trails, and that's what came.
She said that out loud, and we were like,
"That's what she said." And we said, "Yeah, put it on a T-shirt."
Yeah. Be careful what you say around us. It will end up on a T-shirt.
That's right. All right.
You were asking me.
What are you drinking tonight? Because we'll talk about that distillery next.
I am drinking Ransom. So I'm going to pull the bottle a second for you.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a distillery. We picked up 2 bottles.
We did get 2 bottles of this.
I don't know if you want to talk about both of them, but
yeah,
we had a lovely flight. So I will say I think this is just mandatory Oregon distilleries.
I'm going to pull this down a little bit, even though I'm maybe not going to be on screen anymore.
But because it's wine country, I think it's just inherently just gorgeous over there. It's so green, and there's tons of vineyards, and you just go through farms and vineyards and trees, and it's all just gorgeous. But Ransom specifically does share property with a vineyard. I think that they started off as a vineyard, correct?
Yeah.
And then moved into distilling, and the property was just spectacular.
Ransom is Duck Pond Cellars, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's got a vineyard on the front side of it, a vineyard on the back side of it. They've got a huge new patio and deck and tons of beautiful flowers and plants. It's just a scene. And they just had their grand reopening of their tasting room. And I think that there's more to come. I think they're doing more work on the front of it. But it's an absolutely gorgeous setting to enjoy some whiskey. And because they have access to all those beautiful Pinot Noir barrels, that's what every one of their whiskeys is finished at the very least in a Pinot Noir barrel, except for their bourbon, which of course has to be a new charred American oak barrels. But they do talk about a distillery that just does what they want to do. They're not following any kind of rules. They're from their whippersnapper on up. They've got all kinds of different things.
Yep.
First off, I think that should be the next T-shirt that we do. And secondly, Tom, it's great to catch you here and welcome.
Hey, welcome.
But they do all kinds of cool things. But one of the cool things that they do is this bottle right here is their rye barley wheat whiskey. It needs a better name. It deserves a better name. And most people, most companies would just be like, call it our American whiskey, or give it a really kitschy name. No, but this is unmalted rye, malted barley, unmalted barley, crystal malt, and malted wheat at 93.4 proof. It's a mouthful. It's all a mouthful.
Yeah.
I wish they had a different name for it, but there's no denying. Look, we've been putting a hurt on this bottle. This was one of the first ones we opened on the trail while we were still out there, and we love this one. you're drinking this tonight? That's what you got in
That's
the
what
glass?
I got. And so,
Yeah.
actually, at Ransom, of course, again, if you know me, I'm always on the lookout for a good rye. And this was the place that I was going to just go with their straight rye offering. But then we realized that the rye presence that was in some of the other bottles showed up, and then not only just showed up, but like enhanced what was in there already. So it was like this, the Pinot finish or whatever. You could still taste a little bit of that rye, which is why we didn't go with the straight rye, and we decided to go with this all-encompassing.
Yeah,
one.
all the other ones that included rye. So that is an
Yeah.
interesting point that you bring up. Oregon has great rye.
Yeah.
You know who's known for great rye is Maryland, Pennsylvania, places like that. We're kind of the same latitude as all those great places that have really good rye.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the moisture, all the rain that we get on the west side of the Cascades, we do produce great rye. So Oregon has great rye, and it shows up in the Ransom product over and over and over again. It's absolutely great.
Bigger Drinks, I just want to let you know that as I was trying to pour this one, I was cursing the glass topper. It does look pretty. At first, I thought there was no cork in it, and I was like, oh man, we forgot to cork this baby back up. But it is glass.
Yeah.
And if I have one critique, get rid of glass. We've had multiple bottles with glass corks. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look pretty. I don't like them.
I'm gonna pour my second whiskey of the night.
Sure.
I'm gonna do that while we
catch
up a little bit.
One other interesting thing about Ransom that we learned about was their name, and I know that you talked about this with the Patreons, let's share it out into the webs.
Do you want to do it?
I always tell the stories wrong.
There's not much to this one. When they were getting a loan to open this distillery, they basically had to give everything that they had in order to try and get it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got back, the owner said, well, it's like they're holding me ransom for my distillery. So they named it Ransom Distilling.
I love it.
I think everybody can relate to that. So I think it's a great name for a distillery.
I also love the font. It looks very Old West, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it's just classic. Everything they've done is classic. And I love this. This other one here we didn't even talk about, the 1859, the Emerald, is a Irish whiskey recipe that I don't know if they came across it, if they found it, what it was, but it was a recipe for Irish whiskey, double pot distilled, I believe. And they were like, we can make that. So it's an Irish whiskey made in America, effectively. And we've heard that there are a couple other ones out there, but this was the first time we'd come across that. We thought that was so cool.
I love it, and it's really delicious. And I know it's another glass cork. I'm telling you, the glass corks are just the worst. And but I will attest that it does taste like an Irish whiskey. I mean, if you're an Irish whiskey drinker, you know that it has usually a very distinct taste, unless it's trying to cater to maybe bourbon drinkers or something like that. And this fits the bill. I was pretty happy about it. And Phil, of course, he loves Irish, so wanted that one immediately.
I did. And the other thing is, it's finished in Pinot casks, and their Pinot casks are so flavorful. They impart so much flavor. You almost can't miss it. So, well, not almost, you can't miss it. Woo!
Oh, there it is.
Okay, more glass corks. Sheesh.
See, I told you, they're everywhere.
From now on, these are just going to go in. Oh my goodness, I'm a mess. From now on, anything with a glass cork, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it corked up until it's time to open it, and then it's going to go in one of our decanters. That's it. I'm not going to deal with these glass corks anymore. That's too much.
They're going to the decanters.
Yeah.
I do think that they look pretty, though. It was a little bit.
Spilled the whole.
It was a little bit. I was a little nervous that I hadn't corked the bottle previously, but man, they're a pain to get off.
Such a pain.
I feel like if I did I like to do our IG cork pops.
Yeah.
I would be cursing up a storm on.
We do love our Instagram cork pops here at the Bourbon Fan. Jack, welcome. Great to see you.
Hey, thanks for the support.
We do love Oregon, don't we?
I love Oregon.
And you're in for tonight's giveaway. It's a great one. Daryl Hudson in the house. Great to see you.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Ooh, I got something different going on tonight.
So we've talked Ewing Young. We've talked Ransom. We've talked Killdeer. We kind of talked Bull Run, but we didn't really talk about what we tasted.
No,
so we'll add that
we've
later.
only talked about 3 so far.
Yeah. So Branch Point, another place
that's next.
Well, that's what you're drinking, so I feel like it's a good transition. Another killer location.
So cool, so modern and beautiful, and fun to walk around.
It's also across the street from a vineyard, so that's spectacular.
With a field of barley on the property.
A field behind them that you could walk through.
Which I think they just harvested. I think I saw on IG that they harvested it.
Yep, and then they have just a super modern, cool inside tasting room, and then a great patio for when the weather's good to sit outside and have cocktails. They also, for the cocktail drinker, do mini cocktails.
Oh yeah,
mini cocktail flights, which we didn't try while we were there, but I saw somebody down the bar that was drinking them, and that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's such a modern, cool distillery. My goodness, that's amazing. That's so good. This bottle opened up a little bit since the last time I tried it. Keith, you should have gotten emails for all of them. Matter of fact, I saw this back and forth go with Eric and already, so maybe I don't have your email correct. Let me know. You should have email addresses for everybody who won. Paul and Ann having a toast to the king, Elvis Presley, who died 46 years ago today.
Oh, snap.
If you believe that. Which
maybe
we
he's still alive.
Yeah. Here's to the king.
Yeah.
Right, why not? Cheers.
I have not, by the way, had that since we were there. Yum. They have another distillery that has a very distinct taste to it. I'm not going to pronounce the name of the grain correctly.
Yeah, triticale.
Triticale, thank you. That's so good. It's very caramely,
Sugar
very
Kitty
vanilla.
says you just need to rock it back and Sugar Kitty.
You
just changed the world. Okay, there you go. Did you see that?
So it's not just, you can't just
pull it up. You got to rock it back and forth. Oh, I can feel her coming. Boom. Just like that.
Nice.
Now we know. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. That's, you know what?
We've
showed that to a lot of people, and nobody has given us that tip.
Well, now we know.
The more you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like PBS. The more you know with the rainbow. I love it. I lost my train on that.
Wendell's got his pick out. Got that bourbon Ven. Single barrel pick. Fantastic.
Love it.
Canadian Chris, you are in. Journeyman Distillery Featherbone Bourbon. I like their feather stuff.
Ooh.
The Featherbone stuff. Journeyman from Michigan.
I feel like I've only had like 1 or 2 samples. I'm going to say samples because I'm sure we've never been there. So,
but we used to drink it when we lived in Chicago.
Yeah, it was very delicious. You did.
Yeah,
I didn't drink whiskey then.
I think it's better now than it was then, and of course, it's been more than 10 years since we lived in Chicago. So, yeah, absolutely. Good whiskey, Canadian Chris. You are in.
Yeah.
Joe, the sample guy, is a new member. Welcome, Joe.
We need to make some new stickers, I think.
Yeah, we need to get some new iconography in there.
Yeah.
New avatar. And what do they call them?
Nice
emojis. Iconography. Emojis is the word I was looking for. You see, I'm not young.
No, I liked it. That was you pulled that out of nowhere.
I generally do.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
All right, I'm catching up. David Babcock here. Hey, here's to the Ogre Lounge.
Ogre Lounge.
Yeah, David smoking a cigar with the Smoking Sisters. Worst air quality of the year, thanks to the local wildfires and the shift in smoke here today. And it was 99 degrees. So not a great day. I'm an indoor kid today.
You're an indoor kid every day.
How dare you?
Yeah. We have somebody visiting in my work from the East Coast. He's just outside of Boston and lived here for like 20 years. I told him, he showed up today. I literally told him it's been such an amazing summer, like a few days of smoke here and there. Huh?
You did this then?
No, when he got here and I said, this is the worst that it's been all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt bad because they lugged their bikes all the way from the East Coast to go mountain biking, and we'll see how that works out.
Good morning. Want to say hi? Come on.
Mavis is up. Mavis is up.
Come on, Mavis. Katie, Two Cats, you and AJ Mountain Biker are in for tonight's giveaway. You coming up or no? You just gonna frown at me? Yeah, that's what you're best at. Mavis is over here, but she's not interested in doing any work that
She's
includes jumping.
not sitting in her little bucket. Sleeping.
Yeah, she loves the bucket. Bob Long, sir, you are in. Thank you so much. Tim Doherty from the Bay Area. We love California.
Mm-hmm.
First time live. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining.
So what I'm drinking from Branch Point, that's what we were talking about.
I was going to say, we should get back to the trail.
Sheesh, let's get back to it. I know. Branch Point. So Branch Point Distillery, this is their rare and limited Triticale straight whiskey. 113.3 proof and finished in ex-cognac casks. We tried one straight out of the barrel that was finished in Madeira casks.
It's so good.
Mind-blowing. Triticale, by the way, is a wheat rye hybrid. And Mitch gave us a great tour there. We had an awesome time. And to hear him say, if you watched our video, you know, they usually use Triticale for cattle, for animal feed, for farm animal feed, but it makes pretty good whiskey too. And we have to agree with that.
Very good whiskey.
We also have their, what they call their Oregon whiskey, is effectively an American whiskey. We've tried so many things from them, single malt and you name it. One of the things we loved the most was their rye whiskey, but you have to be a member to get it because it's so good. It sells out immediately. If you're not a member of their bottle club and you want to try their rye, that's the only way to do it.
And don't think I didn't ask.
We tried.
Yeah, I was like,
Julie tried to throw the Bourbon Van name around, and they're like, not having it.
You certain there's not like a secret bottle behind and then you were just waiting for me to snatch it? No, there's no go. No go.
No, that didn't work out at all for us.
Yeah,
we tried. It's one of the few times that we've thrown the Bourbon Van name around. Like,
well,
we're influencers.
No, we're not. Gross. Don't say that.
No, we didn't try that hard to get it, but we would have loved the opportunity because it is great, their rye. But
I did sneakily ask, like, are you sure that that's not something that you want to sell me? And there was none available. Yeah.
But they, the grains are local. The barrel house, everything's right there on the property. It's just a fun place to visit with a great patio and super modern tasting room. I don't know. It's one of those unusual places where you walk into a distillery, you expect it to be a little dark, a little dingy, whatever. And a lot of times that's what you're looking for. And you feel that sort of like cozy vibe. Yeah. This was like clean, futuristic, gorgeous views of tasting of the distillery, of the actual copper pot stills, and just a fantastic place to enjoy some whiskey and enjoy some mini cocktails like Julie was saying earlier. Branch Point has a lot going on, and I actually think that they have a growth, like they're growing in a healthy way. Like I think that they could be one of the bigger players in Oregon pretty soon. I mean, they have a new bourbon that came out last year that's very good. Everything we've tasted from them, we've loved. Their Triticale whiskey was one of our top 5 best Oregon whiskeys a couple of years ago already. So they just keep getting better and better, and we're just constantly looking forward to the next thing that comes out from Branch Point because they're not afraid to use all those, ex-cognac, ex-Madeira, all the different barrels that they can get. They're producing some great whiskeys, and they're doing some cool finishes. So Branch Point, definitely not one you want to sleep on, because if you see a bottle, chances are it's going to be something you've never tried before, like Triticale whiskey or some sort of wild finish. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that about the trail itself. It's not like, if you're looking for just like straight bourbon flavors, which there are definitely bottles that are just straight bourbon flavors, just like even in Kentucky, right? Like, and then there's people that do different finishes or whatever. And like, I remember leaving that thinking that everyone was doing something just a little bit where you turn the knob to the left or to the right. Like it tasted like delicious bourbon, but with a twist.
I completely agree. Yeah. There's nothing normal, and we like that.
Yes.
That's typical Oregon now.
Totally.
The most typical thing about Oregon is that nothing is typical.
Yeah.
So that is one of these things about this 12 samples, obviously, is what everybody's playing for tonight. These 12 samples are wildly different. Yeah. You might like 6 of them. You might hate 6 of them, but the 6 of them that you like are going to be unlike anything you've ever tried before. And so are the 6 that you don't like. I happen to like all of them.
I don't know. I think, there's none that I did not like.
Cheers, Jared. Thank you very much. You're in. What? Look at that.
Hey. Hey!
We know him.
Yeah.
Matt, what's going on? Welcome. Great to see you. We're talking Oregon whiskey tonight. Have you ever had any Oregon whiskey?
You should.
How about that? Matt in the house. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's the smoking Kentucky Piper in the house.
I actually think some of these, I mean, I'm not saying, but I actually think some of these would be great with cigars.
Yeah, some of these would be very good with cigars. I actually think that our Trail's End pick would be great with a cigar. And our backyard is torn up, but it's coming together. And when it's done, that's my first act back there to christen the back patio, is to hang out with our Trail's End pick and the cigar that was given to us by Nick Woods, I believe.
Hey, that does sound nice.
All right, take it easy. Maybe
All
she's
right.
getting some meow hellos.
Yeah, she's not
Look at
interested.
this. We're just going to keep on celebrating that Trail's End. What's your next pour going to be? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, so we've got.
We have two
Yeah.
distilleries left to discuss.
I know. You're, I'm assuming, gonna do the Bull Run.
I'm still finishing my Branch Point.
So
We also have this one here if you want to do
I will
that.
do the most beautiful bottle on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
Where did this one come from? Right here.
Somewhere behind you.
I'm very nervous about what's happening over here.
Mavis, take it easy up there. Here she comes. You're not going to stop her. You can only hope to contain her. Like Hakeem Olajuwon. Remember him? Baller.
I
There
remember
you
the
go.
name. I remember the name, but
Now you got
say
a cat.
hi. Say hi to everybody. Okay.
Naki.
This one's up front, so should I just grab that one?
You just want the Pinot Noir or do you want the Riesling?
Oh, let's do the Riesling because
Okay.
that one's really interesting. Well,
Okay.
we'll bring them both up because we'll talk about it. So, all right. So the theme of, I think, this
Back here somewhere.
the theme of this live stream is you're not disappointed by the beauty that surrounds you while you're going to all of these distilleries. And that holds true to our next one, which is, I'm not going to say it right. I said Brixeur, but I think it's more Brixeur.
Brixeur.
But I just want to say,
It's a made-up
'cause I'm a
word.
sucker for bottles, look at how gorgeous that is. It is just literally stunning. Made me very happy when I saw it for the first time.
So Brixeur is
Also a
we had a
Vineyard
great
/ distillery.
right Trisatum Vineyards, Trisatum Wines. I'm trying to remember what they were. I want to get it right because they're doing a great
Oh,
job.
sorry, you're looking at me.
So the owner, his daughter, Tatum.
Yep.
And I believe she's engaged to Jackson, and they are in charge of the distillery. And they have this adorable little cottage right in the middle of this unbelievably beautiful vineyard. It's the most gorgeous setting in the entire world. And inside, when you walk in the cottage, it's like this cozy throwback speakeasy style that you can't believe exists in this world. It's like it's like walking into a whiskey fairy tale.
It's like pretending it's 1920s and you just like walked in.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it basically, I think I was like in seventh heaven. It was like the cutest little thing, cutest little cottage. I think I'm trying to realize it. There's something like maybe like 6 tables in there and a bar.
It's a small little place. Yeah.
Small little area.
Schedule your tasting if you go, and then you should do that with all these. Call them,
Yeah.
make sure that they can take you. Get a private tasting if you can, because it's fun to talk to distillers and things.
But I'm not lying when I mean, you know how exuberant I am in general. When I walked in, I was like, I probably squeaked. Yeah.
You did a squee.
Yeah, I was like, and it was like, if I was going to build a speakeasy of some sort, it's almost exactly how I would want it built. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, David, you're in. David from Oregon wants to try some Oregon whiskey. I think that's a great idea. Casey wants to know about our Nulu back here. The only one we've had is this toasted rye.
And I love it.
It is great. It's so good. We found it at Sacramento liquor store. I don't remember what it was called. It was recommended to us by the Whiskey Pierogi from Instagram. We knew he lived in that area. He recommended it.
Yeah. This smells amazing, by the way. Do you want to smell it?
I would love to.
There actually is
Kevin O'Keefe in the house. Good to see you.
a bit of pineapple on the nose. And obviously it's Riesling, so white wine. It's lovely.
Peach Coke says he heard the Bourbon Van is the celebrity influencer judges at this year's Oregon Whiskey Festival. Not true. Not accurate at all. We will be there.
Can you believe that.
But we will not be doing anything. We're simply just guests, tourists.
Generally, we're out of town that weekend, so we've never actually gone to the one that's in our backyard ever.
And we will talk more about it. There are tickets available to the Oregon Whiskey Festival, and there are VIP tickets still available, although they're running out quickly, I understand.
What does VIP get you?
I'm pretty sure that you just get to I think you get to swim in the aging vats.
Love it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds great.
No, I'm pretty sure it just gets private tastings and other types of things.
I love it.
I haven't looked close enough, so I apologize to the Oregon Whiskey Festival for not knowing. But we'll talk more about that in a second.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Aubrey's in the house. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, Aubrey, good to see you.
Peach Coke says the Trail's End pick is great with a cigar. So let's talk a little more about Brixeur, what makes it so great.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're sourcing. This is MGP, but they have started barreling their own bourbon and rye. Can't wait to try that because Jackson and Tatum absolutely know their stuff. They know everything there is to know about fermentation and mash bills and everything. They're scientifically well-informed. And in the meantime, what they're doing with their whiskeys is they're finishing everything in Trisatum wine barrels. And so that's why it's so fun, because every time we've looked online, we've seen that they have something else going on. That's why we have bourbon finished in a Pinot Noir cask at 95 proof. We have a rye finished in Lhasa Riesling casks at 100.
I've never seen. Yeah.
No, I've never seen anything like that. 113 proof. I'm going to spin this. Julie doesn't put the corks on right. There we go.
Sorry. Just all willy-nilly about the corks, yeah.
And there's actually 3 samples from Brixeur in our 12-pack tonight. The third one is the Barrique Gin.
Oh, yeah, there was another place that got gin. And this gin is even more crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
But let's talk about these first, because we said that I was going to say at the top of the introduction here, but the Trisatum barrels that we're talking about, I mean, that's their own stuff. So they're not only doing all of the wine, so they're bottling all their own wine and doing all that. Then they're using those barrels that the wine has been obviously used from to finish their whiskeys, and it is delicious. I just think it's like, talk about, full circle. I mean, especially once they start
once
sourcing their own stuff in there, then it's really just it's just knockout. Do you want to try this, by the way?
I do. So this is their first barrel whiskey cask. That's how they age it, just in their whiskey cask. And then it goes into a second barrel. So in this case, it's Pinot Noir or Riesling. And then it goes into, actually, the second cask is always a Pinot cask, I think. And then the third cask is whatever they finish it in, the different type of wine. So Riesling or Pinot are the 2 that we got. So they actually do 2 different wine finishes on each one. The amount of flavor you get from that is enormous. It just smells amazing.
Yeah, and this happened to me just recently that I hadn't tasted something in a very long time, and then I tasted it, and then I couldn't get enough, and I had that same reaction with this, like, oh my gosh, I'm really glad that I forgot what this tasted like, because it's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm glad that we weren't initially going to get this. We were going to get something else, and then I think you said, like, are you sure you don't want that Riesling one? I'm like, oh yeah, like we can get Pinot or like whatever finished other places.
It was already hot.
Yeah,
it was hot out, and I was not feeling the high proof stuff, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's amazing.
I'm happy about them all.
Brixeur, keep your eyes open for Brixeur, because they're just fantastic. And do yourself a favor, if you're in the neighborhood, book a tasting and go there.
It's so cute. Awesome. Even if your whole group doesn't like whiskey, it's worth it just to go sit inside the little, I'm going to call it a speakeasy, even though it's their tasting room, but it feels like a speakeasy.
It feels like a speakeasy.
Really cool.
Yeah, you don't have to know a special knock or a password. Just
remember, I
schedule
knocked.
It ahead of time.
You did. They were waiting for us, and they're like, "Go on in," and I like knocked, and they laughed at me, and so
you're a silly lady.
That I was being too polite.
A runner once wants to know what's the best whiskey to pair with nachos, and I will let you know in about 30 minutes.
And you are getting all of them. No, I'm just kidding.
All the whiskeys, all the nachos. You're in for tonight's giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. What a great question that was. I wish I had a better answer.
There's a good conversation going on about 90s and early 2000s basketball centers.
Oh, geez.
There's a good conversation going on about nachos.
Was Shaq involved? Because that's like.
I mean, he should be. He should be in that conversation.
Who's the guy with the? All I keep thinking about is like the Bulls, but who's the guy that wore the face mask?
Bill Laimbeer. We don't talk about him. If you're a Chicago fan, we don't
I know,
talk
but
about
like
Bill
he always
Laimbeer.
played. Yeah, I just remember like
He was a baller. He was rough.
Yeah.
There's no denying how good he was.
Yeah.
Akeem Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo. He's in there. Okay. What are we
really
missing?
get off the
What
rails
have we not
sometimes.
talked about yet? Bull Run?
Bull Run is our last one.
Okay.
Can I do one last again?
Yeah.
Want a statement piece for the shelf. Even if you didn't drink it, it's so beautiful. I just can't get over how beautiful
It's
it
great
is.
whiskey. I'm going to put this back too.
I have no idea where this came
Right
from.
there.
Oh.
I moved a lot of things around tonight.
Do you want me to? Oh, we're gonna grab this one. Do you have the other one? The other Bull
I would
Run?
actually like the one behind you.
Yeah.
Mavis stole my chair as soon as I stood up.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Come here, smuggler. Oh, look at me!
Come
I found
here,
both of the ones you're looking for.
She's such a good girl. Okay.
right.
Tequila goes great with nachos. I do love a margarita.
Well, I was thinking that something finished in tequila barrels might be the perfect whiskey, right?
You want that? Yeah, Stranahan's Diamond Peak could be the thing.
Yeah. And you get a little bit of that flavor with your whiskey.
All right. Aubrey met Dikembe a few years ago. What was that
Nice.
like? Were his hands as big as like your entire torso? He's a big dude.
I was gonna say, were you you felt like you were
Miniature.
very, very small? Yeah.
Right. I just want Dikembe to, like, when I'm having trouble sleeping, I just kind of want him to scoop me up.
Yeah.
And just rock me to sleep. And I bet he could do it.
In general, I'm very tall. Like when it comes to women being tall, I'm very tall.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, but I get a kick out of like when someone's super tall, and I just am so thrilled. Like it's not.
You freak out when
Like,
somebody's really tall. You're just like, I can't stop
I
looking at you.
can't, and then
And you don't
and I wanna-
know that makes people feel weird.
probably, but like that's how they look at me. So
That's true. Yeah, it's that whole bullying thing. Like if you've been bullied, you bully other people. If people look at you and go like, "You're a tall freak,"
No.
you're going to do that to other people.
No, but generally I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. And then like I like to hug, like because if like you get hugged around the middle and then someone's like really tall, because I feel like I do that to all of my friends. I'm gonna bring up my friend Sarah. She's not very tall. So when I hug her, she like comes in like right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is adorable.
It's super adorable. And
Yeah.
that's,
It's nice to have.
it's nice to
friends
feel
who
that
are
every so
hobbits.
often.
Casey wants that Wanderback. That Wanderback is awfully good whiskey over there. That's
Ooh,
another one of
it
those
looks
great
good right in the
Oregon
corner, doesn't it?
distilleries. Here's a
We
good
just-
story.
Oh, yeah.
Olajuwon almost killed me back in college. He crashed into the pep band at Texas Tech, and I barely got out of the way. That could have been the end of you, Robert. That could have been it.
Crashed in like with a car? You don't have to say. It's fine. Yeah.
Made fun of him for driving. I made fun of Akeem Olajuwon for driving a car that was way too small for him. It was a '99 Honda Civic. He said it was his uncle's car.
That's hilarious. I feel like I've said the story before, but when Phil and I think we were just dating at the time, he really, for some reason, wanted a Mazda Miata, and he's 6'3".
There weren't a lot of used cars in my budget
Yeah.
back in Indiana in the late '90s.
Yeah. And so we went to the dealership, and literally they drove out the Miata. I started laughing, probably like when I see tall people. Like I'm like, ah! I start laughing, and he tries to get in, and his knees are like up to here, and he looks at me, he's like, what do you think? And I was like, you're not buying that car. Like he looks so ridiculous
Here's the
in
thing.
it.
My choices were a 1994
You had
Mazda
to-
Miata or a 1967 two-door Chevy Impala.
I feel like you got a Civic.
That's all that
after
was
that, though.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept on looking. I went car hunting in different cities,
I
different
love
towns,
that.
I should say. They weren't
Yeah.
cities. How tall are you, Julie?
I am 5'10", which is
And I am 6'3".
a healthy height.
Healthy height.
I love it. I hated it as a kid because, of course, everyone was way shorter than me. Now I couldn't be more thrilled that I'm so tall.
I'm pouring my next whiskey into a Ransom Spirits glass. How cute is that? By the way, Ransom, when we were there, Steve was an awesome host.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
And he gave us a sample of an old-fashioned that he had aged
Ooh,
in a
love
little
old
barrel.
fashions. Yeah.
And it was awesome.
yeah.
And his aging of a cocktail was just far superior to our aging of cocktails. He was on a different level.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. I want to give a shout out to
Well,
Steve. He was awesome.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't really prep our barrel appropriately. So
I don't know. I thought I did everything
Yeah.
right.
But I
Just
think
some people are better at things.
our old fashioned is still delicious, but he probably put a little bit more care than what I usually do, which is just like throw a bunch of bourbon in there, pretend like I've counted the amount of bitters.
I don't know. I think we do a pretty good job. Let's talk about Bull Run.
Let's talk.
And obviously, we have a pick coming out with Bull Run in the very near future.
Yeah.
It is a 16-year American whiskey.
It's great.
96% corn, 4% barley, 114 proof.
We did. If you haven't watched the live stream where we picked that barrel
A month ago,
you should check it out. I recently had, because we had a little bit of the sample left over, I was like, gosh, I hope this is still good, which is why I always like triple doubt myself that it's not going to be good. I had a sample and I was like, ooh, dynamite. I'm glad that, I'm glad that we picked this one.
So we are huge fans of Bull Run from Portland, and they have a Carlton distillery. Carlton is in wine country, and that's why they're part of the Wine Country Whiskey Trail. That would make sense, right?
I do want to, before you get into it, make a little shout out to Carlton, because I had actually never heard of Carlton.
Oh, to the town itself.
The town itself.
The entire town is watching. There's 40 people on.
Yeah, that's okay. But I've never heard of that until like a couple months ago. Had no idea where it was. What an adorable little town. The food was fantastic.
Amazing.
There can't be that many people that live there.
How can the food be that good? And the wineries were cool.
I know.
Jim Bandy showed us around.
Yes.
It was great. We had an awesome time. And we're huge fans of Bull Run, and their Carlton tasting room is very cool. This Carlton Rye actually was a Carlton tasting room exclusive until recently. I believe now you can get this in the Portland tasting room when it's available. And this is the bottle that just thrilled me when we were there. It's the Oregon single malt whiskey, aged 9 years in Oregon oak barrels. It's 100.3 proof, a 9-year single malt. It is so chocolatey, bitter chocolate and coffee and those dark roasty notes that just drive me absolutely insane. That's in this bottle, and we've made cocktails with it with the banana liqueur. They have a banana new fashioned in the Wine Country Whiskey Trail book. By the way, each distillery has a cocktail for you to try if you take home one of their whiskeys.
A little something for everybody.
And we've tried several of them and had great results with our friends. Everybody has enjoyed. And this one here has been speaking to me. I've been loving it. Obviously, I'm putting a nice dent in it. We've had this bottle a month. But I love their American single malts. I love their American whiskey. I love that they like to let things age. I like that they like to try weird things with their finishes. There's a lot to like at Bull Run, and that's one of the reasons we did a pick with them. And they actually are doing a big push right now. They have a lot of barrels. They've got a lot of whiskey there. And if you're interested in doing a pick with your crew, you can do that with Bull Run. It's really, really accessible, which is one of the cooler things about them as a distillery. If you reach out to them, if you want to do a pick with them, they're super available. So there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Super easy to work with too. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
They're very responsive.
But we had done a Patreon meetup in the Portland Distillery, which is the main tasting room. That's where the production house is. And then when we went to Carlton, we met Hannah and Jen and got to experience the tasting room there. It's adorable. And it's in the downtown area. So it was really cute. Did a little bit of a tasting, had a cocktail there as well. I loved it. And they were just so lovely. Yeah. I just think it's going to be really fun. And like Phil mentioned earlier, our next pick is Bull Run, and we are doing a meetup in October where our single barrel will be available for purchase on site at Bull Run Distilling. It may or may not be available online for everybody else who is not in the area or cannot attend. We don't know what the release date of that is, so it could actually be available to everyone before, but it could also be after. We don't know. I'm
trying to look up Hannah's Instagram handle that we met with
there,
because she does these super cool candles and things, and totally worth checking out. I know that
I'd have to look back in my email.
She's in here somewhere. I'm going to find her.
I love it.
Waxing and Raining Handmade Goods. Here, I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah.
Waxing.and.raining is her Instagram handle, so check her out.
They were so cool.
They make very cool things.
Yeah.
And they're just good people. And it's everybody on the Wine Country Whiskey Trail. It's the distillery world. You know how it is. Everybody in the distillery world, for the most part, very, very cool, very, very interesting, and the most likable people in the world. And talk about having something in common with everybody you meet.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the thing, and that's Wine Country Whiskey Trail for us.
Yeah. So is that the full trail?
That's everything,
Yeah.
right? We went through
let's bring it back around.
Ransom, Branch Point, Ewing Young, Bull Run, Brixeur, and Killdeer. That's all 6. I counted 7, but it was 6. I'm sure of it. And there is one other bottle that's in our.
We needed to fill out the package.
Yeah, we only had 11 bottles brought home, so we brought one more Oregon bottle into this thing.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm so
excited. This was my recommendation,
and
I forgot that we put it in. That's very exciting.
Here it is, right here. Oregon Spirits, new bottled and bond rye whiskey.
Look how much we drink out of it already.
4 years aged, 100 proof, and yeah, we've been putting a hurt on this bottle.
I feel like we drink too much. Like a lot of these bottles are pretty empty.
Speak for yourself. I'm a big guy. I need a lot of whiskey to maintain. Oregon Spirit, who are the hosts of the Oregon Wine Country, or not Wine Country, the Oregon Whiskey Fest. They're hosting it, and it's at their distillery. It's, again, tickets are available. VIP tickets are available, and this new bottled and bond whiskey from them is one of my favorite things that I've tasted recently. It's not available nationwide yet. It will be, I believe, in October. Just a fantastic whiskey, and we're so excited to share it with people, to try something like this. I'm not going to do a lot of tasting notes and things because we actually do have a video on this coming out very soon. But that's the 12th whiskey that's in there, and we're so excited about that. Very interesting whiskey. If you like tobacco on your rye, you're going to love this whiskey.
And it is,
and vanilla.
It is a rye. Mm-hmm. So don't think that you're going to be confused what you're drinking. It is, of all the, I remember drinking it for the first time thinking, wow.
Yeah.
This is rye.
I actually asked them.
It was crazy.
I don't believe that they've started a barrel program yet. They're talking about it. I actually asked them if we could do a pick with them.
Yeah, and I'm doing
this
the rye
because it's so good. It's just so good.
It's insane. It's so good. Yeah.
So Oregon Spirit, absolutely amazing. This new bottled and bond rye, and they're one that sells through Total Wine and a couple other retailers. So they'll be around. They'll be around nationwide if you have a Total Wine anywhere near you. Or some of the other chains, I'm not sure what they are, but they are out there, and keep your eyes open for that one. That's a great whiskey.
Eric, are you missing Bill tonight?
Kim, thank you very much. Yeah, it's Bill. Just making sure your friend is taken care of there.
I love it. That's great.
All right, Bill is in. You're in. What do you say? Are we ready to pick somebody?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get some winners.
Let's get some winners. I agree. I'm gonna tell Siri
to
pick a number here.
This. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on, I gotta mix them up yet, but we have.
Hey Siri, how loud is this phone?
Sorry, there was a problem determining volume.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, we can hear her this time. I always have to check because I have her say it, but I've got it on silent mode and you can't hear her.
Yeah. All right, we're going to 83.
83.
Please.
Okay. Good luck, everyone. We're gonna pick 2 winners.
That's nice, Kathy.
We're gonna pick one right now, and then you've got until 6:15 our time. So you've got 1 more minute to get in.
Oh, I was like, it is 6:15. None of our clocks match.
1 and 83.
Yes, please.
Pick a number between 1 and 83.
It's 28.
28.
We have Nathan Clark.
Congratulations, Nathan Clark, a huge winner. You've got the first one. That's fantastic. I don't think we've seen Nathan Clark's name before.
I don't think so.
I mean, we've seen it on Patreon.
Yeah.
We had not seen
and lots of comments.
Yeah,
that
fantastic.
Is so exciting.
Thank you, Nathan, for being there and for winning this one. And we are going to pick another one in 20 seconds. You have 20 seconds to get in if anybody wants to get in.
I am loving this. I'm gonna actually pour a little bit of this Oregon whiskey to end
the Oregon Spirit Rye. It's so good.
And then because I always say like we're gonna end it, and then we always have one more drink to say goodbye. So that's always
Oh yeah.
What about
Look at that beautiful bottle, by the way.
The glass cork pop from Sugar Kitty.
Sugar Kitty clued us in. Now we know how to open. I feel like we need to send Sugar Kitty something just to say thank you for teaching us how to open a glass cork bottle.
I know. And look at me. I'm going to try to make that look nice. Okay.
Look at you. Look at you. It's perfect.
All right. Are we ready?
Oh,
Wendell.
Just under the wire. He's in for 2 more. Here we go.
This is straight caramel. Hold on. I gotta.
You gotta add them and then shuffle them again.
Shuffle. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, these are honestly, I'm really proud of this selection of whiskeys. I wish that we could share them with more people because they're that good. The Wine Country Whiskey Trail is absolutely worth your time.
I thought it was really fun.
I mean, there's so many great whiskeys in here, so many great gins. They just made all kinds of great stuff. Are you ready for between 1 and 85? All right, and you can only win one. So if we land on Nathan again,
you can't get it again.
All right, between 1 and 85. Why did it just open the calculator? I don't need that. Pick a number between 1 and 85.
The answer is 59.
59. Let's see.
Good number.
59 is a great number.
We have a Daryl Hudson.
How about that? Daryl Hudson, congratulations. We've got our 2 winners tonight, Daryl Hudson and Nathan Clark. Congratulations to both of you. We will get these shipped out right away. They're already packed up because I was so proactive. If you're a Patreon, you probably saw me on that impromptu live stream packaging those up. So thank you to everybody who played along. Thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. This was so fun, and we'll be next week. We're going to come back. We have another live stream.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then we do. Then we'll be back here next week.
I would like to try and put something together with our friend Marcus, the Bourbon Judge. We sent him a bunch of American single malt samples.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
He sent us a bunch of samples from Tumble and Dice. Is that right? We need to get together and drink those samples. We'll do a home and home series. So we'll figure that out. But that's the plan for next week. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, or what. But that's coming your way. And then September, we're going to do a live tasting of our Trails End single barrel pick with you. And hopefully by then we will have information for you regarding the release of the ASW pick and the Bull Run pick. And certainly over the next week, keep your eyes open. If you're interested in joining us in Portland, we will have for October 7th for the release party for the Bull Run barrel pick. We will have a 15% off coupon for the hotels. There's going to be a food truck. It's going to be a heck of a time. You do not want to miss it. If you're anywhere near Portland or want to be near Portland, that's the place to be on October 7th. So do not miss that.
That's a great launch point in case you want to do the Oregon Trail.
Oh, the Oregon Whiskey Trail is only 38 miles away from there, I believe. So yeah, you'd be remiss if you traveled to Portland and didn't go to the Oregon Wine Country Whiskey Trail after that. What else? What have you got to say about that whiskey?
Delicious.
That's it?
It's that was all I needed to say. It is so caramely, so rye.
Yeah.
Like it kind of it kind of smells like a farm. Like you're just walking through a rye field.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done that.
And this bottle, by the way, 100% Oregon grown rye grain, 100% in the mash bill. Fantastic. So I want to say a huge thank you to all of the groups and people, distilleries who made this possible. First off, Wine Country Whiskey Trail, absolutely awesome. Ewing Young, Bull Run, Brixeur, Killdeer, Branch Point, Ransom, thank you so much. And Oregon Spirit, thank you so much. And the Oregon Whiskey Festival coming right up in September. Get your tickets before they're all gone. And anything else?
From wherever you are. Did I steal your line?
You didn't say it here, right?
I didn't?
It's from wherever we are.
Oh, that's because I always say we, like you are. Yeah.
You want to try it again?
No.
From wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.